Welcome back to Bet with the Boys.
Home of the most feminine background in all of sports. What is going on, guys?
This is just house decorations. It's not for the channel.
Tuesday, October the 4th.
And it was not any of us.
It's Tuesday, isn't it? Guys, we are on the road to 1,100 subscribers. Please hit that like and subscribe button as we are getting closer and closer to that. So thank you guys for that.
Yeah, we're going to throw out a parlay when we get there in the NFL. Hopefully cash that because I've been making, experimenting with some parlays on the side, like 10-leg parlays, and I've hit a couple of them. So maybe we can get that for the channel when we hit 1,100 subscribers.
It's officially beanie season, but we'll go ahead and jump into the first pick of the day.
Great transition.
Oh, do we need to do a recap yesterday?
Yeah,
we had old boy Matthew Stafford to throw an interception.
Yep.
We had Jeffrey Wilson, my long-distant cousin, to run a touchdown, which he did. Yeah, killed it there. He could have went for 1,000,000 yards on that play.
That was plus 140 yards?
Yeah, plus 140.
Yep. And then
we had the Giants plus 205. It was 0-0 in the 8th before the Padres scored 7 runs. Then the top of the 9th, the Giants scored 4. Tried to come back, but it was too little too late, you know. I was really hoping we would hit that.
Yeah, the only thing worse than the Giants losing that game would be if somebody had took the under. Yeah. And it just went over in the last inning.
That would have been heartbreaking.
But first pick of the day, we got the Rays money line versus the Red Sox. 7-10 game, minus 113 odds on WinBet. You got Jeffrey Springs out there for the Rays. He's got a 9-4 record, a 2.45 ERA. And Nathan Eovaldi for the Red Sox, 5-3 record, a 4.05 ERA. Now, there is a profit boost on DraftKings. It's plus 100% profit boost. So, minus 113 odds would be mathematician. Tell me.
Well, I was just going to say use it on whichever one of these you want to. If you have WinBet, you want to take the Rays money line on WinBet. And then the under, the second pick, we haven't got into that.
I think it would be plus 174.
Not sure. All right, but the second bet, same game. It's rare we do 2 picks in the same exact game, but we got the Rays and the Red Sox. I really love the under here, under 7.5. It's minus 120 on DraftKings, but if you want to use that 100% boost, it will be equal to plus 166 odds. So we're getting really good value there on a really good pick.
Yeah, the line movement in this game definitely, we kind of merged these 2 picks. Yeah, the line movement definitely moved towards the Rays' direction, and then the under 7.5, the pitchers have been dealing pretty well. I think that, I have one lean. I don't know if we're going to do the podcast later, but I think the Mets are going to win, and then the Braves are trying to close it out. That's what I use my profit boost on. So kind of a lean day in baseball. All the seasons are wrapping up. We don't really know which teams are, jockeying for position or which teams are resting people. So, but this game, definitely a gem. Diamond in the rough.
So here's the thing. If the Rays are going to win, it's going to be a low-scoring game. We know how they like to play. Do a quick recap. Rays money line, then the under 7.5. Use the profit boost on either one if you use DraftKings. I used it on the under 7.5 today. Made it plus 166 odds. So, like I said, great value there. But I want to talk a little bit more about the football game. We're going to do a quick podcast. If you guys are just here for the picks, see ya. But if you're here for the podcast, then I want to talk about the game. The pick 6 was great last night. We had Stafford to throw an interception. But in that third quarter, if y'all saw it or not, I think he tried to hit Higbee on that.
In the end zone?
Yeah, on like a deep slant or something like that. The dude dropped it for the 49ers. I was like, that was our chance, But then listening to it at work like I'm not supposed to. And I just hear the great Troy Aikman, he picked it! And then he takes off for the end zone. I was like, all right, great. We hit that.
Yes, that was huge. 2 in one day. The other pick we had, Jeff Wilson. I had him in a parlay, and it killed me that Cooper Kupp did not score because I had everything else hit in a 13,750-point parlay. I typically don't do parlays, but I just figured I'd throw a couple bucks on there to see if I could get lucky. Literally everything happened. Jeff Wilson, first touchdown scorer. San Francisco plus 1.5, and Stafford to throw 1+ interceptions. If Cooper Kupp would have scored,
and that's betting responsibly.
I'd be on the beach somebody.
That's betting responsibly too. I only threw a couple bucks on it. I like that.
That's how you know, Cooper Kupp had scored a touchdown in, I think, his last 12 games. And DraftKings put out a plus 150 odds thing or whatever. It's plus 150 for Cooper Kupp to score a touchdown in this game. He didn't do it, and that's how you know DraftKings knows what they are doing.
I don't know about that. I'm
It
not gonna
is.
go
I
into
mean,
conspiracy theories.
Hey,
but-
they put out these parlays on there with like a 3-leg parlay plus 330 odds, this and this and this to happen. But they know one of them ain't going to hit.
Yeah, it's also crazy because we had the Giants on the underdog of the day yesterday. We had some good reverse line movement we liked. And it had a 3-team parlay just on the money line. Well, all 3 of them looked good, but you knew one probably wasn't going to hit. And turns out it was that Giants pick. I don't know if that ended up hitting or not, but there was one we felt like it was sketchy, you know. So they always throw one team in there that's probably not going to win. But, dude, that Jeff Wilson touchdown, though, cashed in the first quarter. Love to see that. No sweat bet right there. And we were talking about doing Cooper Kupp, you know. Me and him were talking about it before, and I was like, minus 110 odds for a receiver. I don't really like that. I like some plus value. That's why we ultimately decided to go with Jeff Wilson. He hadn't scored a touchdown yet, and he's getting a lot of work.
Yeah, it was also very tempting because Cooper Kupp always plays great against the 49ers, and he set a career high in receptions last night. I think he had 14 for like 108 or something like that receiving. So they were keeping it underneath, not letting him get over the top. So he wasn't averaging much per reception, but he was the only guy that Matthew Stafford could go to.
He still had like 19 fantasy points, didn't he? 19 or 20, something like that?
Yeah.
Without a touchdown. Mm-hmm. The Rams got to do something moving forward. You know, Cooper Kupp's amazing, and he's going to get his, but you're going to end up losing games if you keep just getting him the ball. If you are in a fantasy league, you might want to look at Odell Beckham. I heard a lot of talk last night about bringing him back when he is eligible. I think it's like week, it's later on.
He's got an
It's
ACL,
like week 12
so
or
whenever
something.
he gets better.
Yeah, so they still have a locker for him, is what they said. And if you got an extra spot, if you had Javonte Williams on your team, he went down, kick him to the curb and pick up Odell. Trade one ACL for another.
Yeah, Allen Robinson is not the same guy. Well, he's really not good. I can't remember a year where he's been great.
Yep.
And he's just not been able to cover that number 2 role.
That Robert Woods did. Thank you guys for letting him go. I'm a Titans fan. Robert Woods has looked amazing. So
Yeah, Robert Woods, and then what's the guy, Jefferson? Was it Van Jefferson?
yeah, Van Jefferson's hurt too. He was their deep ball threat. So Stafford's not looked great either. He looked banged up.
My favorite play of the day was when Deebo Samuel took it to the house, juking out 19 players on their 11-man defense.
Dude, that was crazy.
And then running over Jalen Ramsey.
I hit a lot of stuff last night. I had the under in the game. I threw that out as a lean, but it wasn't an official pick. Under 42.5. I had Samuel going over his receiving yards, Higbee's receptions. A lot of good stuff last night. So
Yeah, I had the 49ers to win by -1.5.
yeah, I really didn't know who was going to cover the spread there, but he did call it. He said, looking at this line, I think the 49ers are going to win this game. So
Yeah, and Shanahan is 7-0 in regular season games in the last 7, or they've won 7 straight against Sean McVay. So
yep. Anyways, I know none of these guys like it, but I'm going to go ahead and throw it out there. If you got some extra cash sitting around in your sports betting account, go ahead and lock it up. Cardinals plus 5.5 on the Eagles. These guys disagree heavily with it, but I'm all over that pick. Tell us why you don't like it, dude.
I think the Cardinals are the most overrated team in the NFL. They are terrible without D-Hop. D-Hop will not be back in this Eagles game. The Eagles are still a little bit undervalued. People think they're going to lose. It's a fluke that they're 4-0. The Cardinals are so lucky to be 2-2. I can't believe it. They should be 1-3 at the very best. Obviously, Baker and Kyler, one of those Oklahoma bums had to win a game, so Kyler did get the nod. But they should not have beat the Raiders. And I have no faith in a 5'9" quarterback scrambling around against the Eagles' great defense. And Jalen Hurts playing like an MVP.
The Eagles do
absolutely no shot that the Cardinals beat the Eagles this week.
The Eagles have a great D, and all the above is true. But this is a trap line, guys. 5.5. It should be 7.5 at the least. Vegas knows what's up, and you can't beat Vegas, man. So that's why it's not going to hit.
In my opinion, this is a bad line read.
No, it's not.
I don't think
they're going to get
I
it
don't think
done,
they would ever
at
put
home,
the Cardinals down
at
7.
home in a primetime game. Lock it up. All right. Anyways, we'll wrap this up.
They would never make a home team a 7.5 point underdog. That's just obviously not possible. So, guys, gobble that Eagles line up. It's free money. And, yeah.
Well, anyways, bet responsibly. Always bet with the boys. Get this video out. We only got 2 picks today. Sorry. But,
Tuesday.
Yep. Slow Tuesday. It's the worst week at MLB like last week was. Last week was the worst. Now this week's the worst, you know. All right.
But it's about to be the best, though. Playoffs are starting soon.
Yep. See y'all in the next one.
Yep. See you guys.
Adios.